everybody, welcome. If you are new, my name is Linda. We are going to be recapping my 2025 Backlog Challenge. We're going to see where I'm at and all the games that I completed finished in February. So let's go.
Linda the gamer gal, she's here, she's playing games. Linda the gamer gal, she's here, she's playing games today.
So the very first game that I finished completed was a game that I streamed in the previous month, and that is Astro Bot. I had got that on the Backlog recommended challenge area, but I was going to play the game even if it wasn't recommended. It was just going to be probably later on, maybe next year. And I'm glad I got it recommended. And I didn't put this game down at all. Like, this game was one of the games that I completed it and I platinumed. The trophy was fun. It wasn't one of those games where you have to play it on this difficulty, that difficulty, you have to do this, you have to do that. It was just like, collect all the robots, collect all the little like gems, things like, like Crash Bandicoot used to do. And I 100%ed the game. I finished the game, in my opinion, because there is a thing that they don't tell you, that if you don't collect all the outfits before you collect everything, then you can't collect anything after that. And so it's a little bit of a bummer. I missed like one outfit or two outfits, but I count it as 100% because I finished everything. I got all the stuff. I finished the last challenge level. I didn't see it as super extremely difficult. If you are not really into platformers, you can handle this. It's not going to be horrible. Another thing is, I enjoyed the game and I could tell that they're going to make another one. So if they make another one, I will get it. I don't think I'll get it day one, but I really enjoy the game, so definitely try it out. After that, I played another game called Trybreaker. This is kind of like Breakout meets Arkanoid. It is a story-driven game in a way where you are a group of men and you're trying to get through space and you keep seeing bad stuff happen. And I really enjoy the game. Thank you. And again, it's another recommended game. I really dug this. It was fun. It's not super long either. It's a game that it's just probably going to be difficult because you have to make sure you place the whatever, I don't know what they call it, but you have to place the ball in a certain way to attack the bosses. There are bosses in this game. I enjoyed the bosses. There is like challenges for each level. So if you play the game and you play the level, you're going to get a challenge for each one. It could be something like don't get targeted. There's also, which is really cool, is they don't tell you, is there's levels like Pac-Man, Frogger. There is a level that's a shooter level. It really is fun and I really dug it. So if you are not into Breakout Arkanoid games, try this one. It's not very expensive. It's not long. It's going to be one of those games where you could pick it up and play it at any time because you don't have to keep going. It's not like it's going to pop up the next level, the next level. You could take a break if you want. It will say, hey, here's the next level, and then it'll show you the challenge. And if you're like, oh, I'm not really feeling it right now, let me give it another shot another day, you can. That's all you have to do. After that, I played a game called Aragon. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. If you know, let me know if I mispronounced it. This was on the Backlog. I completed it in about an hour. It's not that long at all, so I did platinum this one as well. It's a game where it's got a really deep meaning to it. It's kind of like the game that I played called Lydia or Still Stand. This is the same developer where it's all in like artsy style where it's drawn, but you can finish each game in about an hour, 2 hours. This is about a man who is having vivid dreams because he's at the end of his life, so you get to see him like kind of like hallucinate a lot. And you don't know what's real and what's not, so you're just seeing the whole thing played out in front of you and you don't know what to interpret. It's a puzzle game. You have to figure out what to do. They just put you in this level and they don't say anything and you're just walking around and you're looking at things, or he's laying down and you have to like figure out like what you need to do for the level. And I enjoyed the game. I just will not recommend this for anybody who's not in the right frame of mind because it really is dark. It is deep thinking. You can interpret a lot of stuff the way you are feeling at that moment. So I don't recommend it if you're not in the right headspace, but it's a game that you can finish. It's an easy platinum. I finished the platinum in about an hour and a half, so definitely try it out for sure. It's worth your time. Next is a game that Peter for Waving Games is doing a challenge. I don't know if the video is live yet as of me making the video, but if it is, you'll definitely see it in the pinned like comment or you'll see in the description. And basically, it is no hit. I didn't do that. I just played a Donkey Kong game to represent the challenge. I finished Donkey Kong Land. I never finished this game. I've played it off and on here and there when people had it in their collection. And it's a game that it's frustrating. It made me rage. It's a game that is not super easy. It's one of those games where you have to get used to rolling and jumping a lot. Like, I never really had that issue with the Super Nintendo game. You just jumped when you wanted to. You barely used the roll jump method kind of thing. But this one, I will never play again. I'm glad I finished it. I will not 100% it. I will not do anything like that because I was in rage mode the whole time. And I will admit that I probably, I don't know, lost so many lives in this game. It was probably like over 100, close to 200. So I lost count, but I can tell I did at the very end, the last world, a lot. Yeah, so happy I did it, but I will not play that game ever again. The next game that is on the list is Final Vendetta. This is a game that was recommended and was kind of in the style of Streets of Rage. If you ever have seen a game that's from the Genesis that was a beat 'em up, this is just like this. This is a retro-inspired style game. It doesn't have a 16-bit feel to it, but it does have a very similar style in fighting as to a lot of the games from the Genesis, a lot of the games from the Super Nintendo. So if you ever want to play a beat 'em up that is super easy in a form of you just learn the patterns of the bosses, you will be in this vein. It's not going to be like Streets of Rage hard, but it's going to be a game that's going to be easier for you to pick up and play. I definitely recommend it. It's right up your alley if you're into these types of games. After that is another Backlog game, and this is Monster Hunter Stories. This is a game that is an RPG that kind of resembles a little bit of Pokemon, and you are in the Monster Hunter universe. You are not a hunter, but you are a rider, is what they call them. And basically, this is kind of a game that was on the 3DS and it was ported to the Switch. They added some voice acting, and I really dug it. I liked it. I finished this game and I really struggled at the last couple bosses, the last few fights, because you have to figure out what armor you need to have, what monsters you need to have. You can't use your starter monsters. They don't evolve a lot. It's not like Pokemon where they will develop into another monster. If you get a monster that's like a low level, you need to just battle and work your way and find better monsters throughout the lives that they have. And once you find one that is really beefed up, get that one. That one will help you battle the next boss. And it might have an attack range or something that will defeat the next boss. And so I would be going through the world and doing stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, so this creature is all fire, is a dragon. I need to get this armor, I need to get that. And I really dug the game. I liked it for that because it was difficult in the sense that if you didn't do what you had to do, you would have a difficult fight, but you could do it if you wanted to. If you wanted to take on the challenge of I don't want to just do this, I want to try with these monsters, you can. You can start with the fresh first world area monsters and try to do a run with all of them, but I didn't. I kept getting new monsters and I really liked it. It was like Arceus, oh, look at this is so cool, look at this. You would have a monster that was there, it was sleeping, and you were oh, the sleeping ones are the ones that are going to take you out. So if you're not ready for them, go back, level up, get some more. And the battle system was a little bit different than anything I've ever played. It's like a turn-based system. You have 3 hearts. Once those hearts are gone, that's it. You beef up your HP, your monster's HP, and each one, you and each monster, if they lose a heart, that's 2 hearts automatically. So it's boom, boom, boom. So you have to find things in the world that will make it's like a vial that will reboost your hearts. And so you have to maintain your health. You have to be the healer. You have to maintain the monsters. You have to interchange them like Pokemon. But also you have to make sure that everything is cohesive and working well. And you can also, once you get the attack up, your kinship is what they call it, you can be on the monster, and so they don't attack you anymore. It's just you're working together and your attack is boosted. So you can go from like hitting them with 100 to hitting them with like 600. And that really works. It really helps you out with the fight. So I definitely recommend it. Try it out. It's a good game. There's 2 in 1 package, so it's the first 2 games. I'm gonna take a break and not play the next one right after because I wanted to play like Final Fantasy 16, but yeah, definitely try it out for sure. And the last game that I finished was Castlevania Legends. This is another Game Boy game. I streamed this one and I really had a fun time. It was recommended and I liked it, but I will admit I didn't play the Castlevania game they wanted me to play. It was the NES version. But I was like, you know what, this one seems a little shorter, maybe a little bit easier, and it was a little bit. You basically have the Castlevania NES style where if you perish somewhere in the level, you have to restart from the beginning of the checkpoint. Checkpoints were forgiving in this game. You are Sonia, I believe. If I'm incorrect, let me know. And there's Alucard, and you basically go through and you're battling Dracula again. And you can go through, and there's a bunch of monsters and different things that you've seen from the other games. But there's also some new stuff, I think, because they're just trying with the limitations of the Game Boy to get you something that was fresh and new. And the hitboxes are weird. The game has a weird jump system. Like, just FYI, like, you're gonna have to figure out and hope that you have a good spawn with every single monster. Some monsters I like one try, done, whatever. And then other monsters I was like, oh, this is gonna take me a minute. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a fun Castlevania game, easier for people who cannot finish Castlevania on the NES or anything like that. So definitely try it out. Now on to the games that I'm currently playing. I still am playing Halloween. I realized now that I think I need to buy an upgrade or two to be able to finish the final boss because I realized that I needed like an up jump. And I don't have that, so I think that's why I'm having such a hard time. So I'm gonna go finish a couple of levels, get all the, I think they're called candy or whatever. I can't remember for the purchasing item. Let me know in the comments. I can't remember it right now. But yeah, it's basically that. So I'm gonna get that upgrade. Hopefully I can finish this because I don't want to drop this game. It's a fun game. I want to finish it. So if it takes me a few months, I don't care. I'm gonna get the upgrade and I'm gonna get it going. So hopefully next month this is completed, but we'll see. And so the next one is a fighter. I have been playing Street Fighter, Tekken. I did realize that if you play with the pair, you have to play the pair twice because they don't count them both together. It's whoever is the first one you choose is the main character, and the ending is not different. So I'm playing through everybody twice. So here's where I'm at right now. Once I realized that, because I was like, oh, I'm going to count them as one and then be done and then move on to the next. And then I realized, oh, there's like the title cards and different things like that. And oh, they count each one having to be the main character as the first one. Because when the end card happens, you'll see like, it'll say Ken's doing this and going to look for this guy. And then Ryu's doing this and he's going to battle, whatever. So yeah, definitely keep playing through it. It's going to be one of those things of like, yeah, I'm going through it. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I just don't recommend it, like, if you're an avid Tekken player, because it's more like Street Fighter, 100%. The next game that I am currently playing is Final Fantasy 16. This is on the backlog. I am enjoying it. It's a solid game, but it's just not like gonna be on my top 10 because there's so many like things that I'm not digging with the gameplay. But it's not one of those games I'm gonna drop because of the gameplay. It's just like, okay, they did that. It's like mashing square a lot is the gist of the game, where you're like, okay, I'm battling these people, I'm battling this guy, I'm battling this, I'm battling this. And it's like, okay, you're making me do this, you're making me do that. And then there's plot points where you're like, I don't want to spoil it because it's still fresh and brand new. But there's plot points where you're like, oh, the plot armor is really showing right now. Yay, like, we're gonna keep battling this person for a while. So yeah, definitely a thing that I just could not get over. I'm like, come on, man. But it's a good game. I recommend it. It's like 15. It's not gonna be for everybody, but I like the story so far. So we'll see what happens. I'm close, I think, to the ending, or I'm like 3/4 of the way through. But yeah, definitely pick it up when it's on sale. The next game that I'm currently playing is Skyrim. I saw it on the PlayStation Plus, and I saw that you can make it go from first person to third person, because I forgot that they did let you go from first to third. And I'm playing it. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm just starting the game. I don't think I'm very far because I'm like level 6, I think. Not too far in the game, but it's hilarious. It's a little clunky, but I don't mind that. I'm used to it. I've played a lot of Xbox 360 games in the past, and not a bad thing. So definitely try it out if you have not. It's a good game. And the reason why is because I saw a lot of people talking about it on like their like it was my feed was flooded with Skyrim, and you know what, it brought me back to like Fallout 3. Like Fallout 3, I really dug. I enjoyed when I finished that game. I had a good time with it, and so it reminded me of like Mass Effect and Fallout and all this. And I was like, you know what, I want to play this game. So if I have to put one of my RPGs on the back burner for a minute and play like 2 in a row, like I'll do that. I'll go for it. So yeah, it's a fun time. And finally, I am currently playing a couple games that I streamed that I haven't finished, and yeah, I'm just gonna put them like I'm gonna mash them all together. Like I'm raging on a few of them, and I don't want to drop them, but I'm at that point where I'm like, yeah, I might have to put them down for a minute because I'm raging a lot. Like I have a lot of games back to back that are making me rage, and I just don't want my blood pressure to go up like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll find out. But so far, I haven't dropped any game. I'm still currently playing them, but Wario Land 4, being real, I might drop it for a little bit because just the puzzle aspect of it is just really making me want to drop it for a little bit. And the one thing is, it's just on the Nintendo Switch Online. It's not like it's going to go away like PlayStation Plus. So if I want to take a break, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take a break. I'm not going to force myself to keep playing a game that I'm getting frustrated with. And I can see why a lot of people in the chat were like, yeah, I didn't keep it as a child. So we'll see what happens. And there you have it, everybody. I have finished another 7 games, and I'm currently at 14 completed for the year so far. Let me know where you're at and how was your month last month. I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, wherever you are, and I'll catch you next video. Bye, everybody. Keep on gaming.
Another gamer gal, she's playing all night. From vintage to modern, she's the queen of the fight. From in San Diego to Grand Theft Auto streets, Oregon Trail to Oregon Trail, she's got the beats. Stand back, she's got the Genji in hand. With VHS recording, she's in command. From 8-bit wonders to the latest craze, Linda the gamer gal, she's here to amaze.